Extreme Collectibles here with 5 pieces that were delivered today. Going to review a couple of them. This is a 1/6, it's hard to say clearly, a 1/6 scale piece. This is one of 6 1/6 scale pieces that I own or have on order. I don't ever think I'll do more. I like quarter scale and 1/3 scale better. I like them better and bigger. That's what she said. And this guy right here, I have the life-size version as well. Not from Sideshow, but from a custom maker. If you haven't seen that, go check out my review of Star Wars autographed memorabilia. Very, very cool piece. And I think I like that one better, but not just because this is smaller. That's not what she said. Extreme Collectibles here with a 1/6 Han Solo in Carbonite by Sideshow Toys, Sideshow Collectibles. So this is a 1/6 scale. It is made by Sideshow, not by Hot Toys. And I decided to purchase this guy because I have the 1/6 Jabba from Sideshow that I recently reviewed actually. So go check that out on my channel. And I thought this would pair really well next to it. I am a little disappointed right out of the box. There's some really, really cool things and then some not so much things on here. It was fairly easy to assemble, even though I did have to look at the directions a few different times. One of the big things about assembly is there's actually 2 completely different platforms that you can use for this. So let me talk about kind of the unboxing. First of all, the base is one part. However, the bottom, as you're going to see in a minute or two, actually flips upside down depending on what scene you want to set up with this. Han Solo himself is one piece minus all 8 of his I don't even know what they call these, interchangeable circuitry. It's actually in the directions. Control panels. He has 8 control panels on each side, and they can pretty much go everywhere. They're attached by magnet, other than the one with a light up feature, which is a really cool light up feature we're going to look at in a little bit. There's a pull behind him that doesn't sit in very well. It's really loose. It has some padding, so I assume it's in case it accidentally falls back, because it won't lean back. That looks strange. I guess that works too. I'm figuring stuff out now. So there are 2 places where batteries go, obviously in the light up feature here. It does come with the batteries, which is rare. And then the base. It lights up here. I don't know how well it shows on camera, but kind of a little neat factor. Gives it a little something different, even though I'm not personally a big fan of light ups overall. Costs $250. I don't think there's an edition size on Sideshow's 1/6 scale pieces. I think they're kind of made to order, or however many they feel like they can sell. But yeah, so it's an interesting buy. And really, talking about this, there is some sculpt to it and some paint, which we will talk about, but a lot of it is about the concept and design. So first of all, I'm just noticing how dusty this is for a brand new piece. This is unbelievable. Wow, this is really dusty. You'll probably see it in the pictures. But concept and design, so really there's 2 concepts here. Both include Han Solo and Carbonite, obviously. However, this first one, the setup that I have here is him kind of in the chamber, where he was just put into Carbonite by Darth Vader, about to be carried off by Boba Fett, who is also one of the pieces I got in today. And the front has kind of this orangish hinge that is actually removable from the other side, I believe. And the reason you would remove it is for the other concept. My goodness, I can't even get it out. I'm gonna have to turn it this way. There we go. So it actually comes out, as you see, which we're gonna look at the other setup in a second. The bottom part here, the base actually slides out and flips over to be the Bespin hallway, which is the other scene. And then this guy right here is actually replaced by this guy, and he is horizontal instead of vertical. So it's kind of when Boba Fett is taking him to the ship. A little bit different scene. So I like the fact that they did that. I like the fact that the circuitry panels are interchangeable. It's very unseen magnets that hold them together. Cool concept. And again, if you have the Jabba the Hutt, he will pair right next to that, even though this is kind of the chamber setting. I'll still make that work. I won't lose any sleep over it. The design, really, a few problems with the design. Number one is, I know this isn't design, but how damn dusty this is this piece right here. Really, really interesting how it doesn't go in very far, how I don't know if I'm supposed to lean it. I don't really know the purpose of this or the thought behind this. I haven't actually tried the other piece yet, but before we go into paint and the sculpt, we are going to take a quick look at that, the entire scene, how it would look differently. So very interesting choice right there. I'm not sure why they did that. And actually right now, let's just dive in. So here's a picture of what it looks like. So here we have it mounted horizontally instead. We have the front orange panel removed, and we have the floor flipped upside down, so it's the Bespin hallway. A little bit different perspective for you. I will put it like this because he's going to go right next to Jabba, which actually, you know what, let's throw a picture of him next to Jabba up there right now. This is what he's going to look like. Temporary spot for Jabba. Lighting probably isn't that good in the picture. So back to paint and sculpt on this, and it's more plasticky, so obviously there's not necessarily like you traditionally would have with a polystone statue, but we're still going to dive into it and talk about it. Starting at the sides of the base, it's actually pretty cool. Very reminiscent of Cloud City, a lot of circuitry, a lot of pipes, some grates with some coloring on there, and I think they did a good job not only adding all those details, but also putting in the colors. And I like the light up feature that's not only on the front, but it's on the sides a little bit. You have to look pretty close to see it, but it is neat that they added that. It doesn't look easy. It's a 1/6 piece of plastic. It's not a 1/3 piece of polystone, so there's only so much detail you can do. The top of it, the floor, I think they should have added a little bit of texture here. It's too flat, looks too much like a toy. Han Solo, the front of him, I think it looks okay. The coloring doesn't match my life-size one, so initially I'm kind of put off feeling like it was wrong, but maybe this is more movie accurate than what I have. Han Solo himself, again, it's not 100% accurate to the movie. It's close. It's very close. I'm surprised Star Wars didn't nitpick Sideshow a little bit more, but I don't like the colors on it. It doesn't pop. It doesn't resonate well. The grays look light, but they're dull, and it's weird to see a light dull gray, but mixed in with the whites and some of the darker colors that are in there. The sculpt on Han Solo himself, really from his shirt neck up, his face is really good, his hands look very well, but it's okay. And then moving on to the circuitry, again, looks very similar to the bottom, the sides of the base on the bottom, some buttons and dials and gadgets, but you can obviously tell that it's a toy. The really cool part is the light up control panel. There's numbers on it. There's kind of a green infrared scanner, or green scanner, very similar to the movie. I really like how they did that. It's very, very high tech. I wish they would have, you know, did more thought of that kind of atmosphere into the rest of the piece. So those are my thoughts on this quick statue. It's not really a statue, it's a toy. They're all toys. I said it. But let me know what you think of this piece. I'm still on the fence about it. It is expensive. It's a couple $100 for what you're getting. So I haven't decided if I like it or not. I probably will end up keeping it. But just, yeah, it didn't meet my expectations, unfortunately. So with that, I appreciate you watching. Again, please let me know what you think about it. Please let me know if you have it. Please let me know what other Star Wars pieces you have. So thanks so much for watching. Take care.